What advice would your future self give you in this current moment?
That's a good question. I'd probably say, look for the next thing that you need to cut out of your life. So for me, the major things that I've cut out has been started with pornography, moved to alcohol, moved to video games, now working on my cell phone. But I know that there's other stuff in my life that's clogging me up. And I spent much of my late 20s adding stuff in, adding in these cool new habits, adding in these cool new behaviors, trying to do this next cool thing. And I found that the things that have made the most profound impact have actually been the things that I've taken out of my life. And so I would say my future self's probably going to tell me, listen, man, you got to cut out blank. But I'm in this moment, I don't necessarily know quite what blank is. It'd be to search for that blank. Find what that next thing is that I'm doing, or that's a behavior that I have or a habit I'm engaged in. Find that next thing that I need to cut out and work at it.
Enjoy life. We're going to be dead soon. And when we're dead forever. You have to enjoy life. If you don't enjoy the business you're in, go and start another business. If you're not enjoying the job that you're in, go and leave your job. And it might be the harshest thing ever, but if you don't enjoy the person that you're living with, you only live once. We don't know what happens when you die. You might get to reflect on your life and have to write a report on it or something, but you don't want to have to write that report, say, you know what, one of the biggest mistakes I made. If that thing is making you wake up every morning and you think, oh, I don't want to do it, there's only one person that can change it. And that's the same with any part of business. If you've signed the client up and 6 months later you dread that person, there's only one person to blame. If you're not making enough money, there's only one person you can blame. You have to take charge of your life. And that's what we went back to earlier. Things that I'm not in control of, I dread because I can't dictate how that's going to work.
It would be to stick to the one thing. Learn from your previous experience. My future me is going to turn around and be like, see that one thing that you're doing? You need to keep doing that one thing until you've finished it. Simple as that. It's not finished. Our personal coaching service is not finished until we've got 80 to 100 women paying £600 to £700 per month with a team of coaches who can coach women from all over the world. If they want to have a baby and drop out for 3 months, they can, and come back and know that they're safe to do that. They want to be independent. They want to be able to work anywhere in the world. Until that's done, don't do anything else, because historically, Sam, as you know, mate, when it comes to those Sunday night conversations, we've had this genius idea, and the shiny stuff will distract you from where you need to be. Like, I can't stress that enough. I know my future self would be saying exactly the same thing. My brain, just like yours, we see things like, oh, that's amazing, because we love solving the problem. Of course we do, and we can.
That's a good one. I think probably some of the bits I've talked about, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself first. It's like the airplane thing, isn't it? You don't put someone else's mask on first. You put your mask on, and then hopefully you can help 10 people. You know, the better you are, the more people you can help. So I think focus on yourself. I think that is more important than anything else. And hopefully it's come across that I don't mean that in a selfish way, but I think that is the most important thing. Focus on yourself. Focus on what goes into your body. I don't mean just water, just, hydration and nutrition. I mean in here and in here. But what that's the only thing you got control of. There's so much crap out there. You're the only one in control of what goes in, and some stuff isn't good for you when it goes in. Some news, some media, some social media. That's so important. Control what goes in and look after yourself.
I'm going to say future self would tell me to double down on intentional life design as a category, as a course, as content to write about, and do everything I can to help people flourish, thrive, create fulfillment, whatever term you want to put on it. My future self would tell me to double down on that.
Why do you feel that may be?
Because what else is worth doing? Everything else is a distraction, right? Like, there are other ways of making money. There are other things I can do. But if we're talking about infinite games and the thing that you want to do until your last day, that's what this is for me, right? And maybe in the course of that, I find other things that are equally fulfilling. But, every day I have dozens or hundreds of ideas of things I could do, things I could write, courses I could make. But which ones, again, goals and opportunities, which ones progressively get me closer to an intentional life and help me maintain an intentional life. So for me, that is all around the psychology of human flourishing and fulfillment. That is my infinite game.
Balance is really key, from someone who's like very obsessive about certain things. I'll get into something I remember when I, as a kid, started smoking weed and I just got really into it, you know, like smoking weed. I was just like looking forward to it. Don't know if I was addicted because like I don't smoke weed anymore, but I was just like, I got really into it. And then I got really into like DJing and I got obsessed about it. And I just like go all in on all these things and just like obsess about them and find myself like being out of balance with everything else, you know, and business has been like the latest thing in the last 4 years, just obsessing about business. And I think like the advice I'd give myself is like, you can be obsessed with something, but still have balance and enjoy other things. And actually your life is going to be fuller if like you've got more balance between what you're doing in business, what you're doing like outside of it, like the jiu-jitsu, and then your relationships, like seek out some balance.
I hope that you have enjoyed this content. And if you've got value from it, please do help me in supporting the channel by hitting subscribe down below. I look forward to sharing more content with you soon. Take care.